Hey, you're still here. So am I. So now we're going to continue on over here at the miter saw. We have all the dados cut. So the next thing we need to do is start cutting all the stiles and rails to length. And to do so, the first thing I want to do before I start measuring off of this cut in is actually to cut a fresh 90. This has a factory edge on it, and you don't really want to trust that to be square. So we're taking a clean cut first. Squaring the edge before I pull my measurements. All my stiles need to be 26 1/4. So I'm going to pull and mark that. And I'm going to come over here and align that mark with the blade. This just locks it into place. So I can come over here and actually set up my stop block. And I want this board to be running parallel with the square edge right here before I clamp it down. That way each piece that comes up here will be buttoned up against the same edge. If your board was, let's say, canted, being exaggerated, if it was canted like this, you'd be making contact back here and set up, off your square edge. Just to make sure all your pieces are exactly the same size, you want to be referencing off of the same part of the board. And a square edge definitely just helps that. And then I'm going to make the first cut and make sure that this is exactly.
Put your headset on. There you go. Safety first.
Safety first.
Yeah.
So it actually seems like I did math right. We have 12 of each piece, and what is left over is this. That's not bad. So now we're gonna take this piece as well as these three, and we can start test fitting our dado set for tenons. Debating if I want to use a dado set, but I am going to be doing a 3/4 inch tenon, so that's a good bit of material to remove. So I probably will set the dado set. And we'll start out cutting our tenons. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do to start cutting all these tenons is actually change out our blade. This is a standard 1/8 inch rip blade, so that's 24 teeth with a flat ground on it. But because I'm doing a 3/4 inch tenon, that'll be a lot of passes. An 1/8 inch curve, there'll be a lot of passes to remove all that material. So in this case, I'm going to set up a dado set. Do a full 3/4 inch dado set, but then I have to put a sacrificial fence up. So I'll probably do like a 1/2 inch dado set or something. And again, I'll be using my CMT interlocking dado set with all the spacers. I probably actually won't even go for anything specific. I'm just going to stack up a couple of different blades and chippers. Or well, yeah, I should go look at the chart. Charts on the other side. Beautiful process. Oh boy. So, looking at my chart here, it was upside down. So I'm doing a 3/4 inch dado. I'm going to use a sacrificial board up against my fence, and I'll be measuring 3/4 to this side of the dado set, and working my way this way. Which is 1/8 inch chipper and 2.006. to lower the blade to where the top of it is just below our dado. We'll give that a test first. To have 1.5 inches to the right side of the blade, to the left side of the blade. This is going to be our first test cut, and we're going to see if we get our 3/4 inch tenon. If I did my math set up right, 3/4 inch spacer. This tenon actually turned out to be a little over 3/4, and it needs to be a little bit smaller, so I need to raise the blade up just a little bit. Raise it up just a little bit and give that another test cut. It was just over 3/4, so and just a little bit. That stuff clears. Must actually. That one's a little too loose, so I need to lower the blade. But it looks like it's at the right length to where it's not bottoming out. Should take just one more test piece. I should have that perfect fit. think that is acceptable. I do want it to be a little bit looser because I am going to be applying glue to these. So I want to make sure there's not too much of a fight to get together. I'm going to be applying clamps, but once you factor in glue inside of that joint, I think I want to do one more test fit. One more test piece. Just a little bit. Just rotate it a little bit. I know you guys can tell in the camera that right there is going to make all the difference. One more. Here we go. I got a little too excited with the wheel. That right there. It's gonna be all sped up. I'll probably never hear it. I'm just talking right now because I'm realizing how many adjustments. We're just gonna keep test fitting until I get the one that I'm gonna stop. Like, all right, so here we go. We have the one that works. And voila, as you guys can see, on the first try, we have the perfect fitting tenon. Everything is perfectly flush with each other. And we have a nice and snug fit. Beautiful. Some of these shit I got rebrand. So feels good over here. This is the loosest the So with that, that's all 12 of these. We have our test pieces. Now the next thing we need to do is actually cut all the actual tenons on our 12 pieces over there. So enjoy this fast forward footage. Stop laughing at me.
Laughing at me.
Outside. And needs. Then you can see what the culture is really about. Oh wait, this audio will be kept. So yeah, we're and then we slide in a pretty piece of plywood, clamp her up in a nice square shape, and we have a shaker style cabinet door clamps. So we're going to rinse and repeat the rest of that tenoning process to get all these knocked out. Then we're gonna break down the plywood that'll actually go and make the panels for each one of these doors. And we have 20 and 9/16 heavy. And I was aiming for 20 and 5/8. We're like a 30-second off from what I was actually aiming for. You can pause it there.
Your mother.
So aside from the noise outside, I wanted to show you guys again where our inspiration is, and what we were actually starting with, being these 3 base units, and what we're actually able to transform it into. So I do really appreciate everybody's support and staying along for this entire process. One thing I can do for you guys is I'm gonna have a set of bloopers kind of at the end of this video. First, I'm actually being able to catch bloopers, so I think they're actually pretty funny. So I appreciate everybody who stayed along for this whole entire time, and I hope you guys enjoy them. And leave me a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Alright.
So back at the monitor shop, me and him had a dark past. And the dark past told me to cut the edges. No, I didn't stop that.
Nope, that wasn't good.
Alright guys, over here on the monitor shop.
What's up with guys? Can we find another word? Alright, come on, look. We can try.
Hey guys, so I see you still here. So the next thing we need to do is come over here to the miter saw.
Go, just go. Fuck it. Fuck it. Let's go. Come on.
Nah, stop it.
You can edit this part out. Just go ahead. Go. Come on. Flow with it, baby. Come on. All right, there you go.
Daddy, stop it.
All right, go.